Hi everyone, Miro with Wheatland Realty here. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to Park Bench Plainfield, your local community website where we feature and share the stories of business professionals who live or work in the Plainfield area. Today my guest is Dr. Burke and he's the owner of Foresight iCare right here in Plainfield. I hope that you find his story interesting and enjoy it. Hi, Mark. Thank you so much for joining me today and welcome to Park Bench Plainfield. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Mira. How are you doing?
I cannot complain. It's great to have you here and to have you with me. So, why don't we start? One thing that I always wonder about is how do people decide on their profession and what they do? So, what made you want to go into the business that you're in?
Well, I wanted something in the medical field, but I also wanted something that was going to lend itself to be family first. So I fell in love with private practice uh, when I was a young child going to my medical doctor. I used to go to the private office at somebody's house, and that's disappeared. And so when I was introduced to the idea of doing optometry and being in private practice, that's been my emphasis for the last decade and a half.
So, you had your own practice for a decade and a half. What have been some of the challenges, notwithstanding the current situation, obviously? We all know what the challenges are with what's going on right now.
Well, we've been open here, physical brick and mortar, for 4 years.
Okay.
And I've been in practice for just over a decade. And 5 years prior to that is when I got introduced to optometry. But the challenges that we face usually stems from the type of optometry that you want to practice. I want to do medical, and I want to do specialty contacts, and I want to do glasses, and I want to do myopia management, and I want to do sports vision training. And there's a lot that I want to do, so trying to convey all that we can in a concise package that gets people excited about what their needs and how we can help them as an individual is the biggest challenge.
Right. So your practice has an array of services, obviously, based on what you just mentioned. What would you say are some of the most popular ones?
The popularity is always going to be our wellness vision. So coming in for a wellness vision exam to get glasses and contacts is always going to be the bread and butter of every optometric office. I think that's not going to change anytime soon. When we opened, we had to educate people in the area that there's a thing called sports vision. And now we're just starting to get rolling with clients participating in that training aspect.
Being an eye care physician and running and managing your own business as well, have there been any surprises or is it everything that you kind of expected?
No, I can't say there haven't been any surprises. To me, the biggest surprise has been uh, motivating and retaining staff. I get myself all worked up and excited about this stuff so much that I forget that it's not what everyone else lives, breathes, and eats for dinner. It's my passion, but it's not everybody else's passion.
Right.
So managing that staff and their expectations has always been the biggest challenge because we've had turnover as any business does, but I've had to learn how to train staff not to be just like me, but their own interpretation of what it is to help people in the optical and in pre-test.
And what are some of the lessons that you've learned from having done this for a while? What would you like to say to someone who's going through it and perhaps doesn't have as much experience as you do? What would you say to that person?
Other than don't do it, say, the advice I would give to a young optometrist or a young OD student is probably just follow your passion and make it about you. Um, I've tried really hard to make the practice about something else. Um, and not about myself, because all the advice from uh, all the other entities is to make it something unique that stands out and that you can then later sell when you want to retire. You're not going to become a franchise owner of a multi-million-dollar conglomerate. You're going to own a family practice. And if I called it Burke's iCare, I need to sell it to a Burke. How's that going to happen, right? so, so that was the advice. But I think I've gone too far. I've became really passionate about making it about the business, so much so that we've gotten some misinterpretation from the public that we're corporate.
Uh, well, that was actually something I wanted to ask you. Is there a story behind the name? How did you come up with the name Foresight Eye Care?
It was a lot of thought and a lot of, I got in a lot of trouble actually. um, the main thought was that there are 4 parts in every eye exam. There's 4 different ways we can improve vision. There's a lot of 4s that pop up in optometry and eye care in general. And then a pun is foresight, right? And then I got extra punny because I wanted to have something to convey technology. So we put the lowercase I because I'm a Apple geek and I like my iPad and my iPhone and my iMac. And
it is the 21st century. I totally get it.
I thought it conveyed a little bit of technology, but we get so many misspellings. I've got to buy like 20,000 domains to cover it if I really want to capture people's attention, because you can misspell the 4, you can misspell the I, you can. There's a lot of different. I've even got SITE.
And speaking of vision, what is your mission for your practice or your vision?
Yeah, our vision for the practice is to always help our patients see their best. So when we say we want you to see your best vision in our best explanation to the layperson is it's kind of like your best mile or your best time in doing something, your best lift, your best, whatever that thing is. We know that when you test your vision, you're reading the chart. You're ultimately controlling the vision you're going to get. But when tested to 20/20, that's just testing normal vision. Mm-hmm. And testing beyond 20/20 involves ocular nutrition. It involves ocular motor skills and vision skills outside of acuity. And fundamentally, it involves having the ability to see better than 20/20 if you can. Right. So I use the analogy a lot that if you were trying to figure out your maximum weight that you could bench press, and you said I'm weak, say it's 100, and I stop at 100, then I don't know what my max is. But if I put 20 more pounds on and I try and do 120, then I'll know. So if we show the patient 2015 and they can do it, then we've got to show them 2010. And if they can do 2010, then we've got to show them 20/8. We got to try and get the best vision that someone can achieve each time that they're tested instead of ending at normal. Because if you just end at normal, what's the point?
Right. And incremental growth and progress makes all the sense in the world. Absolutely. What do you enjoy most about what you do? What keeps you going? What motivates you?
Things that keep me motivated. Gosh. Every once in a while, we do stumble across something. There was a patient last month came in for a wellness vision exam, opted to do extra testing like the photo and the scan. I don't know if this will come out on your video, but it looks a little something like this and that.
Yep, we can see it. Yep.
And when we do those extra evaluations during a wellness, we're able to evaluate the health better. And I gave a call a couple of weeks ago to check the status. This person was confirmed to have had a brain tumor and discovered in the office that it was indeed affecting the back of the eye. And that back of the eye notice is what their primary care needed to prompt the MRI to get the brain surgery. So every great once in a while, it's a big impact. So those are the
Right.
types of things that we live for.
Once again, Mark, thank you so much for joining me today and really giving us a chance to get to know you a little bit better and for sharing your story with us.
Thanks, Miro.
My pleasure.
If you would like more information on Foresight iCare, all you have to do is scroll down to the bottom of this page and you'll see all the different ways that you can reach out. And for those of you who would like to get a chance to share your story on this website, please visit www.parkbench.com/Plainfield and click on the request interview link and we'll take care of the rest. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Stay safe and healthy.